The ultimate deception was just revealed by a devastating viral photo, leaving the whole hip-hop industry in complete disbelief. Rick Ross, the self-described biggest boss in music who has boasted about his billionaire lifestyle for decades, was recently seen stuck in a small economy class seat on a typical commercial trip. Music, just sheer panic, no VIP luxury, no private jet. However, things go much worse. His most vicious rival, 50 Cent, weaponized the pandemonium within minutes of that picture going viral by disclosing extremely private bank statements and hidden debt documents that totally undermine Ross's delusion of riches. After months of disastrously late payments, Ross's multi-million-dollar private jet was forcefully and covertly confiscated by a bank repo team, according to the leaked receipts. The boss is drowning in unpaid debt, not simply flying commercial. And the ultimate financial execution was just carried out by 50 Cent. This is not your typical online entertainment feud. This is the utterly devastating fall of an empire. You won't believe the evil scheme 50 Cent employed to bring to this total collapse. Let's examine how the illusion was permanently destroyed. You must understand that this isn't some fabricated marketing gimmick in order to completely appreciate the complete destruction that is currently taking place throughout the music industry. This is the disastrous result of a vicious 15-year psychological war of attrition between William Leonard Roberts II, the guy who created an entire empire under the name Rick Ross, and Curtis 50 Cent Jackson music. These two multi-millionaire titans have been embroiled in a bitter, bloody competition for more than 15 years, with more than just a Billboard smash being the ultimate objective. The goal is to completely eradicate the other man's dignity from society. Every industry insider understood that one of these titans would eventually use a weapon so toxic that it would entirely destroy the other. The conflict is based on pure, unadulterated corporate and personal hatred. Music, Rick Ross's most vulnerable weakness, the delusion of being the largest boss, is at the heart of this deadly chess match. Ross has painstakingly created an image of immense, untouchable riches. His entire musical legacy depends on you thinking of him as an elite kingpin who spends money like water, flooding your timelines with gigantic homes, gold-plated chains, a garage with 100 cars, and, of course, his notorious private jet. This is the horrifying reality that the industry concealed. The entire basis of Rick Ross's identity is reduced to nothing if the luxury and private aviation are removed. He is more than an artist. 50 Cent has studied every fissure in his gilded armor for 15 years, waiting for the right opportunity to deconstruct it piece by piece. He is a visual illusion of tremendous wealth. You see, 50 Cent is a true financial demolition expert. Recall the terrible officer Ricky period of 2009. When Ross believed he was at the top of the world, 50 dug into dark archives and uncovered the notorious records of correctional officers that nearly put a stop to Ross's rap career before it ever started. By absolutely doubling down on his opulent presentation, purchasing Evander Holyfield's enormous 109-room mansion, and posting his opulent lifestyle all over Instagram to block out the truth, Ross barely escaped that near-fatal strike. However, 50 Cent continued to observe. 50 was covertly hiring elite detectives, following foreign bank wires, and creating a vast, extremely private paper trail of Ross's concealed debts while Ross was preoccupied with celebrating his fictitious successes and posing in front of private music planes. This time, 50 didn't want to only damage Ross's reputation. He desired a complete financial execution. The system as a whole has finally blown apart due to the pressure that was concealed behind closed doors. Rumors that Ross was dangerously over-leveraged, drowning in enormous secret mortgages and terrifying tax liens from the state of Georgia, have been circulating through business backrooms for months. The tension was a ticking time bomb, and all it took for 50 Cent to unleash complete hell was one public gaffe. When error occurred at the very moment when the world saw the embarrassing picture of Ross stuck in a commercial economy seat. 50 Cent had been preparing for it for 10 years. He pushed the pin on his financial grenade right away, getting ready to discard private debt documents that were supposed to remain hidden forever. However, the private aircraft repossession was only the first step in a much more horrific conspiracy than anyone could have thought, so you won't believe the dark, hidden clause 50 that was discovered deep within those leaked financial statements. The instant 50 Cent posted a number of high-definition, unredacted legal documents straight to his primary social media page with the caption, "The repo man doesn't care about your lyrics. The digital world fell apart. Pack your luggage, Ricky. You're traveling on a coach." This wasn't your typical online jab. This corporate execution was deliberate. A high-end aircraft financing company's explosive, top-secret bank statements were included in the hacked papers, and the amounts displayed on the screen left the whole music business speechless. The largest boss had neglected to pay his enormous $185,000 monthly leasing and maintenance expenses on his personalized signature private plane for 6 months in a row, according to these leaked documents. Music, the entire amount owed, including interest, late fees, and penalties, had ballooned to an astounding $1.4 million in hidden debt. We must examine the precise moment when the hammer was dropped in order to comprehend how horrifyingly real this nightmare became. Music, the detailed information provided by insider airport employees, is completely disorganized. Music, Rick Ross's custom jet was waiting on the tarmac at the Opa-locka Executive Airport in Miami, with the engines warming up for a scheduled flight, only hours before the commercial economy class photo went viral. Abruptly, 3 unmarked black SUVs with a group of federal marshals and corporate asset recovery experts crashed through the security gates. The history of the Maybach Music Group and the Platinum Trophies didn't matter to them. They served an emergency court-ordered asset seizure warrant in front of appalled pilots and airport mechanics. The multi-million-dollar emblem of Ross's empire was practically hauled off the runway with a corporate lock on the aircraft doors. Music. Can you even begin to image how embarrassing it would be to have your private aircraft repossessed in front of your own flight crew? The emotional consequences within Ross's team was nothing short of total devastation behind closed doors. Pure, unadulterated panic is depicted in leaked WhatsApp group messages that were purportedly received from a disgruntled former assistant within Maybach Music Group. According to reports, Ross is shrieking in all capital letters in the text messages, "Find the rat in the office," and demanding to know how these private financial data were compromised. The routing numbers were provided by whom? Now shut this down. Music. Ross went on a violent tirade, hurling phones and realizing that his entire public identity was being completely shredded in front of millions of admirers. The terror was so severe that several senior executives inside his team reportedly vowed to quit on the spot. In the meantime, 50 Cent was making fun of Ross's desperation by spinning the knife live on Instagram while clutching a glass of opulent cognac and giggling uncontrollably. "Hey Ricky, I told you that lifestyle was just a presentation," 50 Cent remarked, staring directly into the camera. "Boy, you can't pay for a jet lease by mowing your own lawn. You are stranded on the ground with a carry-on bag while the bank controls the sky." The screenshots of the compromised debt documents went viral on Twitter and TikTok, causing the internet to completely blow up. Fans split between complete shock and complete incredulity that Music, the ultimate rap mogul, was quietly drowning in an ocean of unpayable luxury debt, were frantically attempting to confirm the signatures on the documentation. However, the story takes its first disastrous turn just when you believe this financial carnage couldn't get any more nasty. This revelation is so dark that it will fundamentally alter your perspective on the entire rivalry. When investigative journalists and corporate attorneys started closely examining the fine language at the bottom of the leaked repossession records, they found a secret element that made Rick Ross's entire ordeal seem like a horror film. The jet's multi-million-dollar default debt had recently been transferred to a typical bank or collection agency. It turns out that 3 weeks before to the seizure, Prestige Sky Holdings LLC, an enigmatic Delaware-based shell company, had surreptitiously intervened and paid cash for the entire troubled loan package from the original aviation lender. And who is the sole owner of Prestige Sky Holdings? Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, you guessed it. Take a moment to consider that. Rick Ross's hidden debt wasn't just discovered by 50 Cent. He actually purchased the debt. He took up the role of financial landlord for Ross. He did more than simply observe the bank seize the aircraft. the order to send the repo men to the hangar was legally signed by 50 Cent. A financial crisis wasn't the only thing causing Rick Ross to lose his private jet. Music. He had unintentionally betrayed his most vicious adversary. Rick Ross's iconic plane is now physically owned by 50 Cent. Therefore, every dollar Ross attempted to conceal was in the direct hands of the man who has pledged to destroy him. However, a second leaked report from Miami has suddenly surfaced, demonstrating that 50 Cent's grand plot goes far beyond a single airplane while the industry suffers from this complete betrayal. The internet did not suddenly take off. As soon as 50 Cent's financial ambush became genuine, it experienced a complete and comprehensive digital blackout. The hashtag #RepoRicky received nearly 2 million anxious tweets on X within 3 hours of the release, making it the top trending hashtag globally. Music, mainstream media, entertainment blogs, and financial news sites were left frantically trying to confirm the insanity. Hip-hop enthusiasts were going crazy, while Wall Street experts were in disbelief. However, you would be greatly underestimating the extent of 50 Cent's psychological cruelty if you believed that he was content to just tow a multi-million-dollar airplane from a hangar. Because the subsequent events did more than merely intensify the conflict. Music. It fundamentally altered the music industry's financial and legal story. 50 Cent went live on Instagram once more at the height of the worldwide panic. He wasn't seated in his office this time. He was ascending the gold-plated stairs of Rick Ross's real private jet that had been repossessed. After touring the leather cabin and making fun of the special MMG pillows, he sat down in the pilot's seat and revealed the second most disastrous turn of events in the entire story. 50 Cent held up a lengthy, notarized legal paper while staring directly into the camera. "Ricky, do you notice this print here?" 50 chuckled, his tone poisonous. "Boy, your attorneys are not very intelligent. This jet loan was not a standalone credit line. Your real estate portfolio was used as cross-collateral. This jet was financed by the equity of your Miami Star Island house. Guess who recently filed a required notice of foreclosure on your home since you failed to pay me?" Yes, it is correct. Music, Ricky, I'm more than just your pilot. Your landlord is me. I'll plaster my G-Unit logos on your front gates if you don't leave Miami within 30 days. Take a moment to digest the utter misery of that sentence. 50 Cent didn't simply board the aircraft. He set his eyes on Rick Ross's real house by using the legal fine print of the default. The largest boss delusion was no longer merely crumbling. A legal wrecking ball was completely destroying it. Social media immediately fell apart as a result of the disclosure. A toxic wave of celebrity reaction was created when leaked screenshots from confirmed industry insiders and fake Twitter threads started to flood the timeline. Academics began yelling uncontrollably during his webcast. This is unheard of. The beef wasn't merely won by 50 Cent. The man's life was actually purchased by him. On the internet, we are witnessing a live corporate execution. Ross currently has an economy seat, no jet, and possibly no home. In an attempt to defend his former label boss, @Meek Mill tweeted, "Y'all feeding into fake news and corporate propaganda. MMG will always be wealthy. You can't even count the amount of paper we have." However, 50 Cent immediately clapped back, telling Meek to shut up. "Before I force you to scrub the jet floors and buy your contract from him for $1. Meek removed the tweet in less than 60 seconds. Music. Rumors that major corporate sponsors and liquor brands were already holding emergency board meetings to cut ties with Ross, fearing that his impending financial bankruptcy would permanently harm their corporate images, started to circulate. The industry backlash was swift and utterly vicious. Prominent hip-hop personalities who once stood proudly next to Ross have entirely disappeared from his mentions. Drake allegedly posted a single cryptic laughing emoji on a rap blog's post before falling utterly silent. Nobody wanted to be connected to a collapsing behemoth, nor did anyone want to cross 50 Cent's legal staff. However, a third horrifying piece of evidence surfaced from an anonymous Telegram whistleblower account just as the public believed the drama had reached its peak. And everything is altered by this cliffhanger. An official federal courier was seen delivering a large, sealed envelope right to the security gates of Ross's Georgia home, the promised land, in a hazy shot. The document's return address was visible to the camera, and neither 50 Cent nor a bank owned it. Music, the Internal Revenue Service's Criminal Investigation Division owned it. Music, according to the leaked text that goes with the picture, 50 Cent's private investigators not only gave the public access to the debt documents, but they also gave federal authorities Ross's secret financial ledger, which resulted in an emergency asset freeze that goes far beyond a missing private jet. Is the entire promised land going to be shut down by the federal government? WH. Precisely is concealed within that governmental envelope? In response to this disastrous disclosure, the internet did more than simply react. Social media fully militarized itself, breaking into a state of total digital warfare. The comment sections on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok became bitter battlegrounds within minutes of the startling Internal Revenue Service envelope reaching its destination. We're talking about millions of followers, bots, and industry insiders going insane because they can't even begin to comprehend the horrifying possibility that the biggest boss could be a bankrupt illusion. There is more animosity and a greater rift between the two fan bases than we have ever seen in hip-hop history. Music, on the one hand, 50 Cent's crew is ruthlessly mocking each other and holding an absolute victory celebration. Music, fans are saying stuff like, 50 Cent didn't just win the beef, he literally took the man's wings away, in response to Rick Ross's previous luxury remarks. You don't even have the keys to your own jet, so how are you rapping about keys? Imagine sitting in seat 24 being coach, looking up and seeing Rick Ross trying to fit his chains into the overhead compartment because 50 Cent bought his jet, reads another widely shared tweet with over 200,000 likes. The best corporate execution ever is this. However, Rick Ross's ardent supporters are retaliating with utter fury and desperation on the other side of the ledger. They are vehemently asserting that the entire controversy is nothing more than a well-planned, unlawful smear operation intended to ruin the name of a black billionaire. Conspiracy theories abound on the timeline from Ross's supporters, who claim that the bank statements that were published are advanced deepfakes created by 50 Cent's tech team. Music, in a frenetic video, a well-known Ross fan page defended the mogul by saying, "Y'all are completely blind." Music, Ross's commercial flight is a wise business decision to conserve fuel while his custom Gulfstream G550 is undergoing regular maintenance. Because he can't stop thinking about the boss, 50 Cent is merely infatuated and pursuing a pitiful grudge. The mainstream news networks and the corporate music business are in a state of complete, unabated fear. TV screens around the world are showing emergency scenes. Music, according to a recent breaking news alert from TMZ, 3 significant corporate sponsors worth millions of dollars have secretly halted their marketing agreements with Maybach Music Group out of fear of being implicated in a federal tax fraud probe. The hosts of The Breakfast Club publicly discussed whether Rick Ross's career is officially over. The commentary was unsettling. Music, this is no longer simply rap choral theater if the IRS is actually approaching the gates of the promised land due to files that 50 Cent turned over. This is an actual federal takedown. Ross's boss character will vanish forever if he loses his 109-room home. Music, after that degree of public humiliation, there is no turning back. Even prominent hip-hop figures are privately scared to publicly take a side. There are rumors that a number of A-list musicians with significant partnerships with Ross are hurriedly contacting their legal teams in an attempt to remove their names from prospective MMG projects before the federal asset freeze puts their income in a legal limbo. However, let me ask you directly, which side do you genuinely support? Do you believe that Rick Ross leads an entirely false life and is secretly broke? Or is 50 Cent's attempt to financially and legally ruin another man's life a hazardous and unacceptable step? The pandemonium is becoming worse by the moment, and the stakes have never been higher. However, a frantic audio clip of Rick Ross speaking to his chief attorney has just been published to the dark web, so you won't believe the utter terror that just leaked from inside the promised land itself. And his remarks regarding that IRS letter permanently alter the story of this fight. This entire conflict has been completely turned upside down by the dark web audio file that was intercepted and leaked just hours ago by an unidentified hacker team. The audio is static-filled, muted, and clearly shows Rick Ross's loud voice speaking to his top criminal defense lawyer. He wasn't in a panic, though. He wasn't yelling. In reality, Rick Ross's slow, eerie, raspy laugh was what made everyone who heard it shudder. In the leaked recording, Ross adds, "Let him talk," in a chillingly composed voice. Give the jet to him. The bait, hook, line, music, and sinker were all ingested by the fool. He just walked into a federal buzzsaw while believing he was playing chess. Financial analysts and legal professionals are in utter disarray due to the audio recording's complete shock. It turns out that 50 Cent didn't win the entire private jet repossession.